Alright, so in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you can get ahead of most of the people in this pig farming. And to start with, the first one you need to do is to know your market right from the beginning. Once your pigs are ready and you don't know who to sell it to or where to take them to, that is where you start to look for middlemen. And they also make business out of what you are doing. So to cut all these people out, the first thing you're supposed to do is to know those who produce these animals for. You don't just have to start it because you have the land or the capital, but you should know who will be buying it when they are ready. So that's the first thing you're supposed to do. And the next one is, since now that you know who will be buying from you, the next thing is to start with the actual production, and that is to select the breed carefully. And with the breed, I always say when it comes to pig farming and then to ensure profitability, the local breeds are not recommended at all because they take a lot of time to grow. So the local breeds are always counted out of commercial farming if you want to do this pig farming thing. So, and then with exotic breeds, there's none like a bad breed. They are all good provided you treat them well. So cancel the local breed out and then go in for the exotic ones. Either you go in for the pure breed or a hybrid, any of them will do, depending on what you need. And with that, if yours is to produce and also sell to new farmers, that's why you sometimes need the pure breed because new farmers want to always know that they are buying this kind of breed for their farms. You have to get a pure breed so that you'll be able to say, I'm selling only large white or duroc. Yes, but if it's for meat and then other things, that one you can just produce any of them. I'm sure you're good to go with it. And the third one also to keep the number of pigs you will be comfortable with. You don't have to stock them because you have the rooms. Okay, pigs for instance they feed a lot, and if you keep more than you can comfortably and effortlessly cater for, in that case what happens is if the pigs start to grow, we say they are prolific breeders, and if you have three of them giving birth at the same time and maybe you budgeted for just two, in that case the extra ones you're going to stress in a way to cater for them also, and that is where usually more nourishment comes in. You underfeed them and then or you buy cheap feed which will not help you to get the recommended weight at the right time for you. So we always keep what you be comfortable with. Don't look at other farms doing more and then you want to copy them. No, know that everybody has their own goals and yours too should be in line with your budget so that you don't overstock what you cannot cater for. So always keep the right amount you can. So I always say 10 pigs well fed is better than keeping 50 malnourished pigs. So keep the 10 and feed them well, and in their 6 months you'll be able to take them to the market and get what you want out of them. And talking about keeping the pigs, the fourth one I'll talk about is also to invest in building. The pen should also be strong enough. This one I'm speaking from what happened to me some time ago. Okay, but fortunately it wasn't on my what I started on my own. It was when I was taking care of the family one. The building materials were very very poor and they were weak. And what happened was the pigs were able to break out, and then we have to get people to help us bring them back into the rooms. Okay, so from the beginning, you have to invest into the building if you want to avoid constant maintenance on the farm. And those monies you'll be using to regularly maintain the pen, if you do it well from the start, you can take those monies back into other areas of the farming. Okay, and that will help you to grow your farm very fast. So ensure you invest into the farm by building a proper pen for them. No matter what, use the correct materials, and then you should make sure the floor, pigs they like to root a lot. So if you're using the cement, you're going to cement the floor. It means you have to ensure that there is enough cement inside so that the pigs cannot easily root to the ground. So ensure before you look for people to help you bring your pigs inside the pen. And something I tried last, which I want to share with you so that you can also try it and see if you haven't thought of it, is to try something we call pork sharing. Sometimes you don't always have to get people to buy your live pig. And what I've also encountered, like what I've noticed and observed after doing that, is if you do something we call the pork sharing, you end up benefiting more, you earn more from the same amount. So instead of you going to look for somebody who come and then buy the whole pig for you, you can get a group of people. Okay, just make an announcement in your area that you'll be slaughtering a pig on this particular day, and anyone interested should pre-order. Okay, so people will bring their money in, and with that you can see that you'll be able to get the money. And once you get the money, we sell pigs based on the kilos, so you know that this amount will be given to this person. If the person pays for 3 kilos, you know the exact amount. So after slaughtering, the carcass weight. That is where you start to divide among yourself. What I've observed from it is when I tried it for the first time, it was very very profitable. I must tell you, it was very profitable. I didn't know it was that, like, I was over 200 cedis more of if I was to sell the live pig. So it is something, if you want to actually benefit. Assuming your farm is not large enough for you to be sell, you can be sending the carcass to people, and with that you'll be able to make a lot of it from it. Imagine the life going for 28 cities and then you send the carcass for 45 cities. You get it? So it means if you practice pork sharing, people will come to you, they pre-order and they take the money before you slaughter. But make sure you don't slaughter before you look for the people, else it will go to waste. So get them first, and if you see the money is enough for you, that is why then you go in to slaughter the pig, and then you actually appreciate what you get out of it. And with pig farm, just like in any other business, if you don't love what you're doing, you easily give up. It's the same thing with pig farming. Okay? So once you get into it, know that you are loving what you're doing and you're going to give your best. You will stay focused in what you're doing, okay? Because it is said that when the going gets tougher, okay, it's that passion and then the love you started with and the reason why you started the farm. That is what will keep you going. So you need to have passion for what you're about to start. Don't let the idea of pigs give birth faster and then they are very prolific to lure you into starting it. If you know you are not comfortable working with pigs, you don't have to do it in hope that somebody will be taking care of them on your behalf. You can do that, but in the issue of trust is also at stake. So you need to love what you're doing such that you yourself will be comfortable working in the farm. What I regret is not starting my own very early. Okay, not starting my own very early is what I say I regret, because when you start early you'll be able to learn a lot. Okay, so if you start early, that's where you will learn a lot and then your farm will also increase. Before you even start to make mistake in the later time, you have already learned a lot in the early phases. Okay, so if you start a lot, it is going to really help you. And what I wish I also did was, as I said in the video, to invest heavily in the proper building such that I don't have to constantly keep maintaining the pen. So you get the right materials, like I said, get the right materials, invest into it, and then you build the correct one once and for all. And starting this pig farm, the third one I also regret not doing it. When I started, like I was too excited to start my own farm, so I didn't look at the surplus amount I have left in terms of feeding. At that time I wasn't having this meal to help me with the feed. So I was just excited and energized by the fact that I will be starting a pig, or like a own pig farm. So what I wish I had done was to have cash reserved, okay, like for 3 months of feeding. Pigs they'll eat a lot, and if you don't have the money, going to buy this their feed every time. That is where even some resort to cheap materials and then they end up not getting what they actually want. And the most regrettable one is not knowing the exact following date of my sows. Okay, if you are sure of when your sow will be following, you are always there on the farm to assist. And with that, what happens is you're able to get your piglet intact. But I didn't know this. So usually before I realized that the pig has already followed, and then the next day I go to meet two, three dead at that moment. Okay, so it is one thing I wish I had known earlier, the following date, so that I will always stay up to date and then be frequent on the farm during that moment, so that I will be able to have all of my piglets healthy and then intact. So it is something I regret not knowing from the beginning, and I'm sure you can also start and then learn about it if you haven't. I've made a video on how to exactly calculate the date so that you don't miss it to lose piglets. You can check it out on the channel.